All right, so this is the second or third time I'm actually recording this, and I had problems with my microphone in my last episode of NHL Be a Goalie, which hopefully I fixed in this one. Hopefully AI sound a little bit better to you guys, and obviously I tried to get the best audio as possible for my videos, and sometimes stuff does fail when it comes down to audio recording or video recording or something like that. But that has nothing to do with this video. This video, we're talking about the NHL 21 wish list. So I went on the EA forums and I went over everybody's post, almost everybody's. I went through half of everybody's post about adding stuff to the game that they want. And I went with the most consistent items they have mentioned. So I went with the most consistent items they have mentioned. There is about 10 to, I think, 11 things. I think it's just 10 things on here that could be added to make NHL be a pro better and could make online play better, in my opinion. This is mostly going to focus on NHL be a pro type of stuff, but there is some stuff that is thrown in there that could be its own thing, its own game mode, its own type of deal, anything. So, but it's mostly just NHL Be a Pro type of stuff here. So if you guys are not interested in that, you guys can click off the video now. I'm warning you. We're mostly going to talk about NHL Be a Pro with this list because to me, NHL Be a Pro is one of those game modes that need to be improved. Every other game mode got improved except for NHL Be a Pro, and it's lacking. And it's going to get to a point where EA is just going to give up on it and just take it out of the game because people are not going to play it every single year if they're not going to add stuff to it. But anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. If you guys have any wish lists for NHL 21, I know it's a little bit late into adding this stuff or even talking about this stuff, but I decided to talk about it since NHL or EA has released that one update for NHL 21. I decided to make a video on, which you guys seem to enjoy. So I was like, okay, I'm going to make a wish list video. So if you guys have any ideas or any wishes that you guys want to see in any NHL game from now on, put them in the comments below because I would love to read you guys' comments. I would love to read you guys' opinions about these topics right here. So I believe one is my idea. But I seen it also in the EA forums also. So all this stuff is coming from the EA forums and what I've read online, what people wanted. So let's get on to it. Enough with the long intro. Let's get on with it. Number one. Also, this is no order. It doesn't matter what order it is. I'm just going to talk about it the way that I put it out on my notes here in front of me. So, one thing is custom music. People want custom music in NHL. They could be with their own custom radio station or have your Spotify playlist automatically synced up with the game. Just imagine logging into the game. You sign into your EA account and then you sign into your Spotify account, and they join together, and you can actually have your own separate playlist just for that game, just for NHL 21 or future NHLs. And you can load up the game, have your playlist ready, and just have your own music play as you play the game. As you listen to the game or as you play the game, you can have your own custom playlist. You can have your own custom music, or add different radio stations that people can select. Like they can select hip hop, they can select rock, pop, rap, R&B, all those different genres. People can add to their own custom music and can be tuned to the individual, which I think is very, very important when it comes down to this game, because everyone has a different taste in music, and everybody doesn't like the same songs. So if you can tune your own custom playlist for the game, I think that would be a lot more interesting. I think it'd be a lot more fun, and you could possibly share your playlist with your friends or with people online that are looking for a good playlist to listen to for the NHL games. I think it would be very interesting. I think it would be a great opportunity for EA to have with Spotify or Apple Music or any other music streaming website or stuff out there, or even make their own. But anyways, we're gonna move on. European leagues, NBA Pro. So coming to that, European leagues and be a pro. It could be number of things. It could be you could start as a European in the European leagues and work your way up to the NHL, like most NHL European players do. But most European players actually come over to the States or Canada to play all that stuff. So they mostly come over to Canada to play in our leagues because our leagues are a little bit more elite than the U.S. and all that stuff. But that's just their thing. If they want to continue, like if they want to play in the U.S., they can. If they want to play in Canada, they can. But if they want to stay in Europe, you can. But regarding NHL Be a Pro, it will be a great opportunity for the individual, the player that you actually get to select if you want to play in the European leagues. Or imagine when your player is about to retire from the NHL, you're like, oh, I'm going to play 4 more years or 5 more years in the European leagues in Russia or England or something like that. You could have many, many opportunities to actually grow your player skill and have obviously play on different size ice, because European ice, they play with the Olympic size ice and we play with the NHL standard size ice. But when we're over there in internationally, we play on international ice, which is a little bit bigger. It's considered Olympic size ice. So, but you guys can tell me what you guys think so far in the comments below. With those two things, I think would be great additions to the game, especially the European leagues for NHL Be a Pro. There's so many opportunities with that, and I can already think of a storyline that can go with the European leagues in Be a Pro. I already can think of the storyline, all that stuff in my mind. But anyways, let's move on. Let's move on to the third thing, which is better contracts, higher than 2 years / contract negotiations. So imagine, so when you're done your 3 years or your 2 years with a team with NHL Be a Pro, you actually go in and your agent says, oh, we only can select 2 teams, or I only could find like 1 more team to even have you on. Or if you really grind out the game and actually played really good as a player, that you could possibly have 3. I haven't seen that option with 3. I only seen the option with 2, even though that I went through and I only played like 3 minutes per period, and I put in like rookie and I scored like 100 goals, over 100 goals a season. I only seen like 2 options for teams, and the contracts are always 1 year or 2 years. They're never higher than 2 years. So imagine you can negotiate your contracts with your team or with another team saying, hey, or you can actually involve challenges with this too also. So like you could say, hey, I want to sign for 5 years for this amount of money, and for the goals I have to complete for the entire year for that first year, or I'll lose that contract and you can send me down to the minors, whatever. Whatever the stipulation is, or I have to pay you a certain amount of money if I don't make that challenge completed. So imagine when you sign the contract, you're like, I want this many years, I want this much money, and by the end of the year, I'll score 60 goals, get 20 assists, something like that. Something in the range of your player. So if you're like a defenseman, it's like, oh, I'll get 30 block shots or 40 block shots. Or if you're a goalie, you get like 100 saves, or something like that, like 200 saves a season, something that you can really work towards and really build with that team. And if you complete those challenges, you have more chemistry, and you have a better opportunity to get a higher contract or more money out of there. Or if you have different opportunities down the road regarding with your retirement, you can move into the European leagues, or you can become a coach of that team and you can move into NHL Be a from NHL Be a Pro to NHL Be a coach. So it can roll into several different things and all that stuff. So you can build a relationship with that team or with another team. You can have contract negotiations and all that stuff and all that. So tell me what you guys think about that. I think it was a really good option. I think it's a really good idea to throw that in to be a pro, to have higher contracts and have a negotiation when it comes down to contracts and how many years and how much money your player gets. So coming into number 4 is company sponsors. So as company sponsors, so if you're a junior or you're coming into the NHL, you usually sign with a company. Usually a hockey company. Either it's usually 4 now. It's 4 now. So it's CCM, Bauer, Warrior, or True Hockey. So you can sign with either of those companies, and they provide you with the sticks, the gloves, the helmet, and the pants, and shoulder pads, and everything that you need. You can have those. And you have kind of like interviews, or you kind of have not interviews, but you have like press releases for that sponsor. So you can go to like CCM headquarters and check out the new gear they have and try it out, and then you can shoot a commercial for them, and you can earn money from there. So I have a huge idea around actually earning money and actually spending it in Be a Pro, with all that. So that's why I said there's only 10 to 11 things with this. So we're going to get to the money situation pretty soon. But tell me what you guys think about the company sponsorships and the way that you can actually earn money in it with the sponsorships. And or you can earn, instead of money, you can earn resource points or training points, or whatever NHL or EA wants to call it, where you can actually earn points, and you can put it towards your abilities when it comes down to your player, so you can build your player a lot quicker than you can do now with just the XP. Another thing is locker room interactions. Now, I've seen this on the forums multiple times. Many people mention locker room interactions, and so this could be multiple things. This could be just cutscenes for before the game starts, and you can have a little cutscene. You can show the player like stretching or warming up on the bike, or you can see a group of teammates playing Keep Me Up, which a lot of NHL players do before a game. Or you can see a player sprinting up and down the hallway just to get his heart rate up, get his blood flowing, getting ready for the game. That could be interactions with the locker room. Or another thing is you can have interviews in the locker room or something like that with the press after the game. There's multiple iterations. There's multiple stuff that they can do with locker room interactions, and I really love to get your guys' point of view on this. And what do you guys think about locker room interactions? What could it actually be in your mind? In your words, in the comments, what could it actually be? All right, coming at number 6, we have Goalie Mask Editor. Goalie Mask Editor is probably one of the biggest things that people want in this game, to customize their own goalie masks. Every goalie is an individual. Every goalie has its own taste, its own, goalies are crazy to me. They're crazy because they stand in front of a puck and block it all day long. With me as a defenseman in sledge hockey, I try to help out my goalie the most and try to block most of the shots for him. I mostly like to take the hits for him. But when it comes down to it, goalies are crazy. Goalies have their own niche when it comes down to it, and their mask is pretty much sacred to them. And if a individual or a gamer can actually go in, or a goalie that does play real hockey and wants his own helmet in the game, he can go in and actually edit his own helmet and actually put his own helmet that has in real life into the game. I think it would be a great idea. I think it would be a great add-on to the game, and it will make a lot of people happy when it comes down to it. It sounds like a great idea to have your own custom mask in NHL. It would be sweet. Imagine if they do put it in, you can actually transfer your helmet from NHL to NHL season by or year by year. So a new NHL comes out, you can actually transfer your helmet into the next game, and you can still carry on using that helmet. I think it'd be a great idea to have a goalie mask editor. You guys can tell me what you guys think in the comments below. And the next one is my idea, but I also seen it in the forums too. So many people had this idea, is All-Star Weekend. All-Star Weekend is probably one of the biggest weekends in NHL next to it's been dwindling over the past couple of years because it's kind of hard to add stuff to that to make it more interesting, and it's really just a fan fest. When it comes down to it, fans can go there and watch and actually interact with the players and talk to them after and get autographs and all that stuff, pictures. It's awesome. Imagine having that in the game, or your Be a Pro can go into All-Star Weekend, either go into the All-Skill Challenge, where like the fastest shot, the most accurate shot with the wrist shots going to the targets, or the fastest skater, or like something like that. Some little mini games you can actually have in the game to take a break from just the regular Be a Pro. Just adding this will make a lot of people happy. Not even just adding a story mode. If you just add like little mini games you can actually do with this and all that stuff, and you can actually have the All-Star game in there with 3-on-3 with different divisions facing off against each other and in a tournament style, and your player is actually a part of it. That's awesome. That would be awesome to have. That would be really awesome to have. And I wish they added to Be a Pro. I think it would be a great option. It'd be a great addition to the game. And I think it would be a lot of fun to actually have that in the game. So the next thing I want to talk about is regarding online or just offline. Just pretty much the whole entire goalie AI. They really need to improve the goalie AI. They really need to really crack down on it, especially in online with ESHL. You could probably see it if you play the game mode enough. You guys probably had this where sometimes it's very, very hard to score in a goalie, but some other times it's very, very easy to score in a goalie. I don't understand why they made the game like that, where if you do a certain shot if you do a certain deke and a certain shot, you'll score 99% of the time, and it's ridiculous. It's like the goalie can't move. The goalie stands in one position and just lets the player just shoot in. They really need to improve it. They really need to make it more difficult to score in online. I know a lot of people might hate that, but it really comes down to it. It's real hockey. Like, NHL goalie is not going to let you do just one deke and just stand there and let the puck go in. He's going to really try to save that. And I feel like they improved it a little bit in NHL 20 with the goalie, but they haven't improved it enough where they need to make it more realistic when it comes down to it. I don't care if the team is winning and my team's morale is down and the other team can score nonstop. I don't want that. I want the most authentic goalie AI they could possibly have. I wanted to have a game where the team or your team can only score one goal a game. Like, you have to really work for that goal. You have to really work for getting that win. And I think that's an opportunity they missed out with this year to make the game a little bit more harder for players to actually score on the goalie. Now, it's just me coming from playing ESHL online, where we had games where we score nonstop. We can score from the center line and it will go in. And we had games where we got destroyed because our goalie let every single goal in, and their goalie saved every single shot that we put on them. It's really gimmicky. Like, it's really gimmicky. And I feel like they're really bowing down to the players that are actually not good at this game and don't take the opportunities to actually try and actually score. Like, actually, they just complain online saying, I can't score. Like, I shoot from this position and I can't score. You have to make the goalie move to score. And if you don't make the goalie move, you're not going to score. That's just when it comes down to it, real hockey. That's when it comes saying, this is real hockey. We need this to make the game a lot better, to make the game a little bit more competitive. Because when when you're up by 6, you don't feel like playing the game anymore. Like, this is this is pointless. Like, I just shoot and score. It's pointless. It doesn't feel like you're actually playing a hockey game. It feels like you're just playing like the most arcade style of game. And I know this started as an arcade style game, but it's getting more and more realistic every single year. And they really need to step up their goalie AI, in my opinion. And you guys can tell me what you guys think in the comments below with the goalie AI in NHL 20 and what they can improve for the goalie AI when it comes down to the future NHLs and all that stuff. But anyways, let's move on to the next one. This is the last one: interviews, interactions, and locker room talks. So locker room talks kind of goes into locker room interactions. So I'm not going to talk about the locker room interactions. I'm not going to talk about locker room talks. I'm just going to talk about interviews and interactions. So interviews, you can have a pre-game interview, you can have a post-game interview, you can have a middle of the end of the second period interview with all that stuff, and you can actually boost your team morale before the third period starts, or you can boost your image and get more popular when it comes down to it, and they'll earn you more XP to upgrade your player and all that stuff. And interactions just means you're interacting with fans, and you just throw, like, sometimes like during the pregame, before the game starts, and you see the NHL players go out on the ice and start warming up and shoot the pucks at the net. Sorry, I have to take a drink. Shooting the pucks at the net and all that stuff, and sometimes you see the player throw a puck up to the fans. It makes the fans really, really happy. If you ever seen those compilations and all that stuff, and it's really awesome to see. I would love to see that in the game. Like, it would boost your morale, it would boost your team's morale and all that stuff. There's so many options, so many opportunities. You can actually do this. You can actually throw the stick after the game, or you can give a fan stick or something like that. Just little interactions you can do in the game, before the game or after the game. It would make the game feel a little bit more authentic. It feels like the game a little bit more real. Give a little bit more opportunities to replay the game. Also, replay that game mode over and over again. But you guys can tell me what you guys think about this list in the comments below. You guys can tell me about all the things I've talked about in the comments below. You can also put your own playlist, not your own playlist. You can put your own wish list in the comments below. Also, put all that stuff in the comments. If you have to do multiple comments, that is fine. You guys can do that. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you guys smash the like button. Make sure you guys subscribe if you guys haven't already. My name is Prez. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Or I'll see you guys in the next video. Sorry, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.
Always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing. Never give up, never slow, till I finally prove it. Never listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving. Keep my head up when I act, head up, that's a fact. Never looking back, I'ma keep myself on track. Keep my head up.